known since COVID-19 pandemic has become hate crimes against Asian Americans has spiked across the U.S. And there have been nearly 3,000 incidents across the 50 states. These have been going on for a very long time. But since COVID started in China, many people have a bias against Asian Americans.
Specifically in Los Angeles, hate crimes against Asian Americans have grown since 2020. There were 7 incidents of hate crimes against Asian Americans in 2019, but 15 in 2020. So statistically, this is a 114% increase. Many people might not want to worry about something from Los Angeles, but this happens all over the country.
A very sad and harsh example of this is the case of 84-year-old Thai man, Vijayaratnam Phadke, who was shot to the ground on his morning walk in the streets of San Francisco. The suspect was a 19-year-old man who was pressed with charges and pleaded not guilty. The sad thing was, 2 days later, he passed away in the hospital. And surprisingly, the thing that is very shocking is that this only took place on January 28, 2021, which does show that hate crimes against Asian Americans are growing, and it's a big current event that's going on. So, if this trend tries to continue, we need everyone to take notice of this.
In New York City, anti-Asian sentiment has jumped 1,100% compared to 2019, which has led to many violent attacks against the Asian American community. On a good note, President Joe Biden has signed an executive order denouncing anti-Asian discrimination.
There have been very sad stereotypes against Asian Americans. Many have pointed out that Asian Americans have a lot of privilege and money, but this is a mere assumption. Specifically, an example would be in the city of New York. Asian Americans are the poorest ethnicity group in that city, living with 1 in 4 Asians living under the poverty line. In the U.S., there's around 2 million Asian Americans living under poverty, which are even bigger victims of crimes against humanity.
Finally, a study published in Ethnic and Racial Studies have interestingly found that Asian Americans who encountered COVID-19 related discrimination have experienced higher levels of anxiety and depression. Data from the Federal Bureau of Investigation reveals that 2020 was the deadliest year on record of hate crimes, with 51 murders and more than 100% increase over 2018.
In all, hate crimes against human society is a big issue that needs to be resolved right now.
Not just Asian hate crimes, but hate crimes in general need more focus on them.
So, at Students for Change, we need to help educate people about this and help end racism, stereotypes, and hate crimes. Thank you all so much.